Welcome back to our final day in this Venice and Verona series of 2025, and today it's going to be quite a chilled last few hours in the city. We spent a lot of time just sitting and reflecting about some of our favourite spots, and I share some of my overall thoughts on the trip and my experience in Venice and Verona as a whole.
On the outside. Final morning before we head on back to the airport, and I have to say, after a bit of a rocky start to 2025, I turned 40 in February and we decided that we were going to celebrate once a month for the rest of the year and make it 40th year celebration. So April has been trip to Venice, and then we'll see, we've got a few more trips planned and a couple of spots that we need to plan, so we'll see what comes up for the rest of the year. But I have to say, it's nice to get away feeling inspired and definitely excited to get back and start maybe trying to draw some of this beautiful scenery. So, final thoughts on our trip to Venice. We stayed here for 3 nights and 4 days, and we got a package with BA for flights and accommodation around £600 for the two of us. And we stayed in Mestre, which is just across the bridge to Venice. I would say you could get a bus outside and be in Venice in the centre bus station for 10 minutes. They were really frequent as well, so they were really good. I would say location wise was good. The hotel was the Hotel Ambassadore, and it was part of the tapestry collection of the Hilton. Also good, first time for us staying there. I would say Venice is pricey for food. They definitely mark up for tourism, which is understandable, and I would say there is a stark difference between the public areas and the kind of tourist areas and hotspots, and perhaps not so tourist. So yeah, safe, definitely a safe city, felt safe. I think the most crime there is around like graffiti or pickpocketing, so definitely make sure you've got a bag that is got a zip, and have it, if you can, have it strapped to your front. That's just something that you would do in any country, including our own, because it's wise when you're not from there, I suppose. And yeah, I'd say it's definitely pricey. So in terms of food, so definitely you can get like different, you can go to KFC or you can get different options. There's pizzerias, there's bistros, there's restaurants, so you definitely have got plenty of choice. Lots of seafood, traditional Italian. I personally preferred the food in Florence and Siena and Tuscany much better, but yeah, lots of choice. You still can get your pizzas and pastas. Pizza was lovely here. I didn't love the lasagna here the way that I did in Tuscany, but yeah, I would say definitely shop around, or yeah, be mindful of the cost of food, which can be pricey. We did go up the tower. What was the tower called? Can't remember what tower it is. I'll put it here if I can remember, check later. But this tower just behind St Mark's Square, we went up there and it was €10 and we had a beautiful view of Venice, so it's definitely worth it. And a lot of the museums are also free if that's your kind of thing. We weren't really fussed about that. I think to get a gondola, we're sitting right by one of the taxi options. And to get a gondola you're looking at around €100, so well, €90 to 110 I think, depending on what time of day you get it. We didn't opt to do that. We just decided to take the water bus, which is a public bus that you can get down the Grand Canal, and that was €9 for, I think it's like 75 minutes. So the cost of travel is based on time here. So we had the bus from the outside of the hotel that took us into Venice for €1.50, really reasonable. And of course we paired this trip with a day to Verona. We managed to get a train from Mestre to Verona for, I think it was €18 for the both of us each way, but definitely worth it. I think Verona, again, you can do it in half a day. Beautiful. Verona is so lovely, very well kept, and marble everywhere. Definitely worth a visit if you're in this area. Pretty frequent trains there as well, so you're on the train for about an hour and a half. Yeah, it's just been a lovely experience. I would say Verona has some lovely options to sit outside, and they've got the Colosseum there, and we couldn't get into that because it was being worked on when we were there, so there was some stuff going on, but we got some coffee and drinks and sat outside, and it was just lovely and peaceful and not as crowded at this time. And of course we are here in April, so it's not high season yet, but Venice is still pretty busy, and I believe it gets busier in peak season, so May, June up to September really, so bear that in mind. But definitely come visit if you can. It's good and worth a experience. If you have any other questions or want to know anything else about our trip to Italy or recommendations, pop them below and I will make sure I'll get back to you. Amazon parcel.
After a good few hours spent sitting, taking in the sights, people watching in this lovely spot, it was time to crack on and get some lunch and get back to the hotel, ready in time for our flight later on in the afternoon.
First time in the Hard Rock Cafe. We've decided to come and get some food before we head back to pick up our bags for the airport. I'm thinking I'm going to have chicken fajitas. I've wanted to try these for a while. There's a place in London that do them, but obviously they're from Italy. And it's chantilly cream in a brioche bun, maybe? I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up, but here goes. Yeah, nice. We're at the airport. Having a coffee and a cake.